Now, complete high school football coverage. This is 10 Sports First and 10. Brought to you by these sponsors.
Welcome into the big show. It's First and 10. You know it by now. Eric Johnson here to help recap what was a thrilling Week 6 full of excitement. So get your pen and paper because school is in session. And speaking of that, here's tonight's trivia question. This team entered tonight undefeated and has only allowed 10 points through the first 5 games. Marinate on that as we go throughout the night. And please do not forget the First and 10 section of WSLS.com. All the latest scores, highlights, and features, including Brooks' most recent story with Jeremy Haymore and his book, The Bandana Express. It's everything you need to know about the single wing and the Giles Spartans. And hey, speaking of the Spartans, their 2025 group, not too shabby either, featured in our Game of the Week tonight, 4-1, hosting an Auburn team that's one of the best comeback stories as of late. Our own Brooke Leonard spent the night in Harrisburg and brings us the recap.
Can't ask for a better night than a beautiful sunset over Ragsdale Field. Giles versus Auburn, and the Spartans will fire first. Jalen Miller off the pitch, coming around the edge, straight to the end zone and almost into me. 8-0 Giles. Miller isn't done. Late first quarter. Here he comes again on the same pitch into the beautiful sunset, and the fans are loving it. Second quarter, Giles is up 30-0. Antonio Wilcoxon gonna try through the air. Brady Thwaites reels it in for the long reception. This time, Luke Humphreys will punch it in. Auburn still able to put up 27 points, including this 86-yard touchdown by Ethan Brunk, but the Giles damage was done. Spartans win on homecoming, 59-27.
When you get up on somebody like that, you need to go ahead and put them away, and we just didn't do a good job of that. So my hat's off to that program. They're definitely going into the right direction. But, you know, as far as us, you know, we do a lot of conditioning, but we just got to finish the ball game off better than that.
Defense, we had good hustle in the first half, and then we came out after halftime, and we just got on our assignments, did our job. Glad we're finally, the past few years we haven't did the brightest, so I'm glad we get to come out this year and have a blast.
Thanks, Brooke, for that report. Meanwhile, we'll stay with the Mountain Empire District for just a second. Bland County battled against Eastmont, and it is indeed the Mustangs with the 50-12 victory tonight. Elsewhere, Georgeville fell short against Bluefield 40-21. Holston over Fort Chiswell 47-13. Rural Retreat over PH Glade Spring 34-0. Chilhowie moving to 5-1, 22-7 win over Honaker. Back here in the Star City, an old Western Valley District rivalry renewed. William Fleming, fresh off a bye week, hosted GW Danville, the Eagles, on a 3-game win streak. Competitive game early between the two schools, with the Eagles striking first. On special teams, Antonio Matos leads the charge on the block punt. One play later, short touchdown run from Alex Brandon made it 7-0 GW. Colonels come right back. Jasir Preston, nowhere to throw, turns on the Jets and comes straight to us for the 21-yard score. Just hold on, it's coming home. There he is. Fleming would lead 9-7 after a safety. More Eagles. Lipscomb finds a way to slip multiple tackles and is off to the races. 47 yards, 13-9 GW Danville lead. Fleming would take the halftime lead, however, as Preston clips the end zone on the run. Call this game Campbell soup. It was good. But in the end, Josh White came up with a big pick six, and it is GW Danville getting the win 27-16. After their opponent canceled last week, the Northside Vikings made a pivot. They said, hey, let's make this our bye week, and they found an opponent to play tonight. The Rappahannock Raiders coming to North Roanoke County. Here come the Vikings. Quarterback Casey Hall got to work early, fakes a handoff, gets it to Isaiah Logan, runs the ball himself, in fact, on this one. Rappahannock's 40-yard line gets just past the 30. Flag on the play. He's going to get the ball to the red zone. And a few plays later, Northside tries to hand it to tush push, and they get it across the goal line. Extra point, no good. 6-0 score. Just before halftime, Raiders quarterback Michael Brown Jr. dances around two defenders, spots his man Lawrence Sullivan at Northside's 14, camping out for a reason. Rappahannock has scored over 50 points in all its games this season. Not tonight. Northside goes on to win this one 18-7. Another Blue Ridge team coming off a bye week, William Byrd, the defending region champs, fell to Bassett a few weeks back. Tonight, Radford was in town, and in fact, 1989 was the last time these two teams played each other. Homecoming night for the Terriers and the Dog Pound. Second half, 14-0 lead when Gray Matthews gets the ball, gets some blockers, turns the corner, and turns on the speed. Touchdown run made it 21-0. William Byrd not done yet. You heard of this man, Can and Lutz on the play action fake. Finds Tate Cox, nobody covering him. He's got the touchdown. Terriers up 28-0. But Radford finally responding. Tucker Williams from shotgun going deep, blown coverage, leaves Trenton Carter wide open, and Mr. Carter come on home. 28-7 is the score. William Byrd, however, will put this one away. Lutz lofts it up for Stephen Byers for the score. 35-7, William Byrd back in the win column.
I'm really excited about how our kids responded from the tough loss we had against Bassett a couple weeks ago. We had an open week last week. It gave us a chance to really prepare for this opponent and focus on ourselves.
And some other scores for you tonight. LCA over Franklin County 41-14. Heritage with the home win over Thomas Jefferson 25-7. It came by a thin margin, but Salem notched its first win of the season a week ago. Could that sliver of momentum help the Spartans in their matchup with undefeated district foe Patrick Henry? Let's go to the highlights for this one. Beautiful night in Salem for a River Ridge battle. Opening drive for the Spartans. Ends in a 3-and-out, so Patriots senior Cameron Harrison fields the punt on a hop, makes a cut, and he's gone. 64 yards to get the Patrick Henry Patriots on the board and a 7-0 lead. Salem would respond. Tolan Saul, fullback, dive from 2 yards out, evens the score. But it's not a Patriots highlight without this man. Demarion Purdue, 1-yard TD run of his own, 14-7 lead. Special teams yet again an issue for Salem. Tyree Conley blocks the punt. That set up Purdue yet again. 8 yards out. Patriots rolling this one 49-7, still undefeated on the season. Also from the River Ridge, Blacksburg at Cave Spring. Knights band looking to prep for a thriller at Bogle Field. Midway through the first quarter, Cave Spring safety Camden Wilson stops a Bruins scoring opportunity with a pick in the end zone, keeping it scoreless at this point at the start of the second quarter. Knights quarterback Jaden Hollins to Cale Flannery in the red zone ultimately leads to a 1-yard TD run by Babick and a 7-0 Cave Spring lead. Bruins bounce right back. Jacob Hendricks dumps the ball off to Mac Strom, who then powers in for a 12-yard run to the end zone. The Knights kept it from being tied up, however, coming up big on a blocked extra point, just a 7-6 score at this point. Blacksburg kicker Ethan Loudermilk, however, gets a little redemption as the half winds down, hitting a 38-yard field goal. Bruins were on top at this point, but Cave Spring comes out with the victory in this one tonight, 15-12. How about Pulaski County at Christiansburg? A nice matchup in this one here. We'll pick this up. Jeremiah Barnes throwing a pass to Isaiah Cotto, and Christiansburg takes the lead 17-14, and this one proved to be a seesaw affair. To start the second half, Sammy Carrasco runs for a 60-yard touchdown to take the lead back, 24-17. But the Blue Demons playing like somebody stole their lunch money and they were mad. Trent Byrd is going to run for 55 yards. We were tied up at 24 apiece at this point. But wait a minute. Sam Carrasco wasn't done. His second score of the game came by way of a 45-yard run. What a game this one was, back and forth, but Christiansburg outlasts Pulaski County by a score of 34-31. Legendary coach Lou Holtz once said, "Ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it." North Cross has shown ability, motivation, and attitude to conquer all. When we come back, see if the Raiders could roll past the Tigers for another commanding win. Would Glenver have any issues with District foe Carroll County, who has been hot as of late? And can't touch this. Could Floyd County stay undefeated after a trip to Pulaski County? Plus this.
Stay tuned for more First and 10 on WSLS 10.
Welcome back. It's clear that North Cross is on a mission to be among the best in VIS, and a convincing win in a revenge game over Blue Ridge last week perhaps put everyone on alert. back at it this time against Hargrave. Raiders back at Willisfield this afternoon. Jimmy John style start. Freaky fast. Tristan Lang hands it off to Jackson Keys as he scores the second touchdown of the game. There was a lot more where that came from. Later, Sam Bauer in the game hits a streaking DeMarcus Brown for the score at the conversion, and it's 21-0. Ensuing kickoff fumble, and it's scooped and scored by JMU commit Jace Rhodes. All roads lead to scoring for the Raiders, of course. And you can't forget about Jasiel Hart, the Penn State commit. On the counter run, it's going to go all the way as North Cross with a big 63-7 home win. It doesn't have a big roster, but Roanoke Catholic plays with lots of heart and hustle. Looking to get back to 500 on the season, the Celtics hosted Montcalm, West Virginia. The Pink was out at Vineyard Park for breast cancer awareness, of course. First quarter, Mason Williams from shotgun goes deep to Raheem Lipford in stride, takes it in for the Roanoke Catholic 6-0 advantage. Montcalm looking to respond on third down. Landon Clower has a man wide open down the field, goes right off his hands, and eventually a turnover on downs. Celtics run game working well. Yajay Harrison makes a man miss in the backfield and goes spin cycle. That would set up Williams for a deep bomb to LaRon Lipford, who has space and opportunity. Celtics go on to win this one big tonight, 36-6. Staying in the Three Rivers, another unbeaten team on a roll, the Floyd County Buffaloes. They're in the middle of a 4-game road swing tonight at district newcomer Patrick County. Didn't take long before the action got started tonight. On the opening kickoff, in fact, Max Harris had maximum effort. Going to take it the distance for the Buffaloes. Yes, give me a home where the Buffalo roam, and tonight that was in Stewart. 7-0 lead for Floyd County. How about Sam Phillips' touchdown soon after puts them up 14-0. Took time for Patrick County to get going. But toward the end of the second quarter, Calvin Lancaster takes it the long way into the end zone, cuts the lead in half. After forcing a quick 3-and-out, the Cougars get the ball back. They're driving down the field. Jaden Corns keeps it himself, ran it in, but things heated up in the third quarter. Look at Phillips diving to the end zone. Floyd County goes on to get the win, 21-14.
Well, I think it was great for us to get off to that 14-0 start. And then I just told the guys how big was that kickoff return when you win by 7 points. So just great execution by our guys, and very thankful we were able to do it. Our guys adjusted, our coaching staff did a great job, and we just want to keep getting better each week and keep having fun.
How about another close battle in Buchanan tonight? James River over Martinsville, 35-34. We're on a roll of undefeated teams here. Add Craig County to the fold. First ever 4-0 start in program history. Coach Fisher's team focused on the task at hand with Stonewall Jackson in town. The Rockets running onto the field through a tunnel of students wearing pink for breast cancer awareness. Craig County's Jerry Smith takes a snap up the middle for a 7-yard touchdown, open at the scoring to a 7-0 lead. Smith not done. Takes the handoff up the left sideline. How about a 49-yard score, no PAT, so it's 13-0. Have no fear, more Craig County coming up later. Stonewall Jackson trying to respond. Jonathan Heisman throws deep, picked off by Caleb Kreger, and yes, he could go all the way. 33-0 Craig County in the lead. And did you know there's a Bentley in Newcastle? Bentley Smith, that is, runs to his right, cuts back, scores. Craig County, 54-0, 5-0 for the first time in school history. Parry McCluer back home to host SMLCA. The night started a bit early in Buena Vista as quarterback Nathan Glass and wide receiver Xavion Dunn honored for recently setting a school record, the longest touchdown pass in school history, 95 yards in a win against Page County.
I was surprised, Clark, really.
I didn't know I had the record.
Yeah.
It brought back a lot of memories.
Definitely brought back memories of, our former championship days. It makes you want to put on a uniform and get back out there.
And that was Marty Carter and Mickey Branch, who you heard from there. They set the previous record, 90 yards back in 1977. Now, as for the game between the Blues and Ospreys, quarterback Nathan Glass found Quentin Rosser, but look at this. The ball ends up in the Ospreys' hands. Carter Garland all the way down to the 2, and it led to a field goal, 3-0 lead for SMLCA. Parry McCluer back at it. Glass runs it in for a touchdown here, a 6-3 advantage as Parry McCluer will roll on to a 35-16 win. Not far from there, Rockbridge County seeking its first win of the season against Buffalo Gap, but the Bison would have all the say in this one tonight. Isaac Goff Nice pass to Bradley Shiplett down to the 3-yard line. This one would end in a Buffalo Gap 55-9 victory over the Wildcats tonight. Other scores, Allegheny still undefeated, 41-16 over Stewart's Draft. Appomattox County a winner over Chatham. Alta Vista over Dan River. And Nelson County over William Campbell, 56-12. Bassett 63-6 over Tunstall. Halifax County 29-14 over. Slate of college action tomorrow, of course, including Virginia Tech hosting Wake Forest at 1 o'clock. In answer to our trivia question tonight, the Glenver Highlanders, of course, started the night undefeated and had only allowed 10 points in the first 5 weeks. We'll see you next week for Week 7.